the regular council meeting for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025 to order. Before we get going, just want to welcome our new CAO, Quentin Wimfley, to his first council meeting with council and to the town of Bonnyville. Welcome. As we gather, we are reminded that the town of Bonnyville is situated on Treaty 6 land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and is a traditional homeland and home to First Nation and Métis people today. We respect the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nation, Métis, and all First People of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our community. Council, before us, we have an agenda. We see there is a walk-on item 9B. Are there any other additions or deletions to the agenda?
None at this time, Madam Mayor.
Okay. I'll look for a motion to approve. Councillor Blanchette?
I will move adoption of the agenda as amended.
All in favor? Carried. All right, next we have the council meeting minutes from June 10th, 2025. Were there any changes to those meeting minutes? Seeing none, we'll look for a motion to approve as presented, please. Councillor McAvoy?
I will move adoption of the minutes as presented.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, motion to move into MPC, please. Councillor Johnson?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? Carried.
Madam Mayor, I have a pecuniary interest in this. I'd like to excuse myself.
All right, thank you. We'll come and get you once we move out of MPC. Okay. Before us, we have an agenda for MPC. Were there any additions, deletions to that agenda? No. All right. Motion to approve the agenda then, please. Councillor Langridge.
I'll move the agenda, Madam Mayor.
All in favor? Carried. And then we have the meeting minutes from April 8th, 2025. Any changes to those? No. Councillor Blanchette?
I'll move adoption of the minutes from April 8th, 2025.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Okay, first up, we have a proposed development permit. Hi, Joe.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We received an application for a new home business located at 4817 Lakeshore Drive, which would potentially have up to 2 customers visits per day. The property is within an R1 single-family residential district of the Land Use Bylaw 1447-16, and major home businesses are listed as a discretionary use within this district. The home business is for alternative health, would offer alternative therapy using vitamins, minerals, and a wellness machine. There are 4 on-site parking stalls available for clients. When on a busy day, there are maybe up to 2 client visits per day. There were a total of 26 letters sent out to adjacent landowners regarding this development, and as of the writing of the document, we've received only 1 comment concerning what traffic that the business may cause. I've attached the application, the sample notification letter, and the response from the landowner. The desired outcome for this application would be to have it approved by the Municipal Planning Commission. We've provided 2 response options for MPC tonight to either approve the development permit application 25-D0041 with conditions, or refuse the development permit application 25-D0041 with reasons. It's the recommendation that the Municipal Planning Commission approve the development permit application 25-D0041 with the following standard conditions that are listed on the...
Okay, thank you. I'll open it up for questions or comments. Oh, Councillor McAvoy?
Okay, through to Mr. Capella. What makes this a major home business as opposed to a minor?
Because there's people going to the residence.
So anytime there's a
business where there's customers going to that residence, then it would be considered a major.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, we are looking for a decision, council. All right, Councillor McAvoy?
I will move that we approve development permit 25-D0041 with the attached conditions. There's 14 attached conditions.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. We'll now get a motion to move out of MPC, please. Councillor Shrun,
I will move us out of MPC and back into our regular council meeting.
thank you. All in favor? That's carried. We'll just wait for Councillor Kushner to rejoin us. Oh, closer. Okay, thank you. Moving on, we have the financial report for May 2025. Who is looking after that?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Attached is the monthly financial report for May 2025. That includes the bank reconciliation statement, the operating budget financial report, the capital budget financial report, and the capital project listing to date. Our recommendation is that council accept the May 2025 financial report as presented.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions on the report? Councillor Shrun?
Yes, thank you. Just through administration, more of a comment than a question. Administration did some excellent budgeting, especially on the swimming pool with all the problems that we've had, and just looking at it, they're at 37.77% for the year. So I don't know how you would have ever estimated those expenses and repairs that we've had to do. So thank you for that.
Fine, thank you. Any other questions or comments? No, we're looking for a motion then to approve the financial report. Councillor Langridge?
I'll make that motion, Madam Mayor, to approve the financial reports for May 2025.
All in favor? That's carried. Next, 2025 Holiday Signing Authority.
Thank you. Approval is required to identify which members of administration have authority to sign checks, agreements, etc., during the absence of the CAO and the GM of Corporate Services. Should there be a need for an alternate signing authority, the practice has been to appoint 2 alternates during this time. Our recommendation is that council appoint Janine Chernahose and Brad Trimble as the alternates for administrative signing authority for the town of Bonnyville for the period of June to September 2025.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? No, we're looking for a motion then, please. Councillor Kushner?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I would make the motion that council appoint Janine Chernahus and Brad Trimble as alternates for administration signing authority to the town of Bonnyville for the period of June to September 2025.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next we have the employment policy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Union negotiations concluded on April 30th, and the AUPE voted to accept the proposed agreement on May 21st, with council voting to approve the agreement at the June 10th council meeting. To ensure our employment policy is consistent with the AUPE agreement, changes have been included to Section 28 with regards to retirement, Section 30, acting incumbency, Section 32, uniforms and protective clothing, and Section 33, Town of Bonnyville facilities. Although no change is included in the employment policy, employee benefits have been changed to increase orthodontic coverage from $1,500 to $2,500 and denture coverage from 50% to 80%. We are recommending that council approve policy number 12 AD058, the employment policy.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions pertaining to these changes to the employment policy? No. All right. We are looking for a motion then to approve the changes. Councillor Johnson?
I'll make the motion that we approve policy number 12-AD-058, employment policy.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Next, we have the non-union staff remuneration.
Thank you. As per policy number 07FN051, non-union staff remuneration will be determined using the same changes as were approved by council in the AUPE collective agreement. Council approved the collective agreement on June 10th, which included the following percentage increases. In 2025, 4%, 2026, 4.5%, and 2027, 5%. The attached non-union staff remuneration salary grids for these years reflect these increases. The position name for Corporate Health and Safety Manager has been changed to Health and Safety Officers. Although there is no change to the position duties, administration feels the change in the name for the position better reflects similar positions within the industry. We are recommending that council approve policy number 07FN051, non-union staff remuneration Appendix A for the years 2025, 2026, and 2027 as presented.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for administration on this change? All right, we're looking for a motion then, please. Councillor Sharoon?
I move that we approve policy number 07FN-051, non-unionized staff remuneration, Appendix A for the years 2025 to 2027 as presented.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Okay, next, health and wellness benefit policy.
Thank you. As with the other policies that were presented tonight, this one is due to the AUP collective agreement that was voted in favor of, and changes that are included in policy number 17AD073 include an increase of eligible amounts for the health and wellness benefit from $750 to $1,000 for full-time employees, and from $350 to $500. Yes. Sorry, let me start. 500 for part-time employees from $350. We are recommending that council approve policy number 17AD073, the health and wellness benefit policy.
Okay, any questions? So, sorry, Renee, so just to clarify, currently it's 750 and 350, and we're going to 1,000 to 500 and 500.
1,500, yes, that is correct.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're looking for a motion then to approve as presented. Councillor Kushner.
Yes, thanks, Madam Mayor. I would put the motion forth that council approve policy number 17-AD-073, health and wellness benefit policy.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? And that's carried. Next, council remuneration policy.
Thank you. Again, as per union negotiations and to be reflective of the AUP collective agreement increases, policy number 23FN089 has been updated to reflect these same percentages. And those approved percentages are 4% for 2025, 4.5% for 2026, and 5% for 2027. And our recommendation is that council approve policy number 23FN089, the council remuneration policy.
Okay, any questions? Oh, all right, we're looking for a motion to approve them, please. Councillor Blanchette?
I will move that council 089 council remuneration policy.
All in favor? Carried. Next,
The policy was last reviewed on July 13th, 2021, and as per the public participation policy regulation, it is to be reviewed every 4 years. Recommendations from the committee have been included in the draft that is being presented tonight. The changes include section 3.6 to include the town app, and section 3.10, and that has been amended to update the name of the local and composite assessment review board and the subdivision and development appeal board to the joint assessment review board and the intermunicipal subdivision and development appeal board. Our recommendation is that council approve policy number 18AD074, public participation and engagement policy.
all right, thank you. Any questions on this policy? Nope. Okay,
Per representative appointed by $1,525 for a total cost of $4,575 for the 3 town representatives to attend. At this time, the recommendation from administration was that the council deny that the
request from the Bonnyville and District FCSS Board to pay the fees for the board members appointed by the town to attend the FCSSAA conference due to the financial implications that may arise from the requests from other boards within the town appointees who currently pay for attendance at similar events.
Okay, thank you. All right, open it up for discussion. Any questions or comments? Counselor Kushner.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. So I understand the 80-20 shared. Do we have any figures of what we've got from the government of Alberta for FCSS in the previous years? Has it went up? Has it stayed same? What's happened there?
It increased very slightly in 2024, 2025. I know our share at 20% from 2021 to 2023 was 43,445, and in the last 2 years has been 43,886.
So it really hasn't come up at all as far as funding goes. And so this another way for us to get loaded on again by the government of Alberta. I understand your point of view of the 80-20 with the province and how that might have financial implications with other organizations as well going forward. Is there any way, I know probably not in this budget, but that we could include more money in next year's budget so that we don't run into this problem? Because I understand why they're doing it, because they just can't afford to do what they need to do, and that's not our issue, but it is our issue, is what's ending up happening, right? So I don't know, would that be a way to maybe make sure that we're not setting a precedent here that we're going to have a lot of issues with going forward with other organizations?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, to answer the councillor's question, I would highly suggest that would be the course of action to move forward, is to have it budgeted in the 26th year, and that could be part of the budget deliberations in the next few months that are coming up. Obviously, FCSS is an important social services within the community and is something that we need to seriously look at in the future. So realistically, yeah, it would have to be budgeted for, and we could definitely look into that as administration and get back to you and bring it back into the budget deliberations as well.
Thank you.
Counselor McAvoy.
Just a little bit of clarification on the numbers themselves. $1,525 per person going. Now, is that the full cost of them attending the conference, or is that the 20% of the cost that isn't borne by the provincial funding?
I'm gonna answer. Okay. Councillor McAvoy, I think I'll probably answer that one for our CAO. That is the full cost of it. And if I may, Madam Mayor, I'll just add my comment that when this request was made to both municipalities, it does indicate the cost of 3 members going. That's on the that's a worst case scenario. For as long as I sit as the FCSS AA president, there is no cost associated with me going. So this would be in the event that I am not reelected in the fall, the request would be for all 3, provided that I am reelected and continue on with FCSS. It would be for 2, that would be the ask. And I would like to clarify that we asked for all 3. We're certainly open to whatever level of support that council would be willing to put forward.
Thank you. Counselor Kushner.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. So is this for this year then? Because I don't see a date on here.
Yes.
It is. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Counselor Johnson.
Just for clarity, do we know what the MD voted on today, if they approved or denied the request?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, to answer the councillor's question, the MD did not vote in favor. They declined today at their council meeting.
Okay, I guess I could weigh in as well. I mean, I certainly appreciate that we want to have engaged board members and members at large. But I would support the recommendation to deny. And my reasoning for that, out of all due respect for my board members or counselors who did sit on the board, we don't send any other board members from any other organizations to councils. It's up to them to budget. Which one? Fire Authority pays for it. Yeah, they do. Does Fire Authority? They do. Sorry. Anyways, let's look for clarification.
Fire Authority has paid for you, not every year, but they have paid one in the past. I looked, I
They paid,
searched
they
that.
paid.
And
lo-
maybe
they
that
paid-
is a point that
yeah,
we
they
need to
paid this
clarify,
year, but in the
because
past, the fire authority
from what I understand, we
always
don't,
paid for the municipality.
Yes,
yes.
and the library board also pays their own as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, that would be the reasoning, and I get your point, you know, maybe we should budget it, but also if we're gonna do precedent setting, then we've gotta look at our other boards who might look at us and say the same thing, right? So, for those reasons, it would be hard for me to support funding it. But any other comments, questions? If not, we're looking for a decision. Okay, looking for a motion. Please, council. Councillor McAvoy.
I will move that council deny the request from the Bonnyville and District FCSS Board to pay the fees for the board members appointed by the town to attend the FCSS AA conference.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, committee reports. We will start with Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. June 11th, I attended events committee meeting here at Town Hall, and then went over to the Pontiac's tree planting there for a few minutes and help dig a few holes before I had to run back to work. June 17th, I attended the Governance and Priorities Committee meeting, and then later on, I attended the Oil and Gas Show opening. June 18th, I toured the Oil and Gas Show, and then I had a Historical Society meeting that night, and then I popped by the Oil and Gas Show social afterwards. June the 19th, I attended the farewell to Nancy Broadbent at Portage College, and on June 23rd, which was last night, we had a C2 board meeting, and that's all for me.
All righty. So on June 11th, we had an events committee meeting. And then we rushed over to, I just wanted to give a shout out to the members of council and the members of administration and public works and our GM, Brad Trimble, for their help with supporting the tree planting initiative this year. We planted 180 trees over at the new staging area and RV dump station. So I just wanted to give a shout out for the support from the town administration on that. On June 12th, we had an Alberta Winter Games meeting. Things are coming along, and we should see them coming as a delegation in the next couple of months just to give us an update on where everything is at. The GNP meeting on the 17th, and then yesterday I attended the PCN webinar here in council chambers and a C2 meeting last night. It's all for moi.
On the 11th of June, I also attended the tree planting at the RV staging area. On the 12th, I had a chamber meeting. Some of the stats that came out from the chili cook-off, there were 780 bowls served. They charged for 728, and $2 from every bowl was donated to the SPCA for $456. And just a couple of comments, like everything went well. They did some pre-sales. That's the first year, so they didn't go as fast as they thought. But one thing is for maybe for administration for next year, if we could have some recycled containers for the bottles and cans out there, please. Thank you. Then I attended the Hive 3rd birthday party on that same day. On the 17th, I had our governance and priorities and attended the opening ceremonies at the golf course for the oil and gas show. On the 18th, we had Lakeland Lodge and Housing Foundation meeting in Coal Lake, and then I swung by the bowling alley to see how the evening mixer went. On the 19th, I also attended the oil and gas show, went to the Fast Lane Connections just to see how that worked. A lot of people were very, a lot of the vendors were very pleased with the hospitality that the chamber and the town were able to provide. They even had a massage therapist upstairs there for 15 minutes, and she was booked solid. So you had her on the corner and in the Fast Lane Connections, and it was just a very, thank you to all the volunteers who helped out with that. Also on the 19th, I had a track webinar through Marigold Library System. Then on the 24th, I attended the Alberta Leadership PCN meeting in council chambers, and that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. All right, June 11th, I also attended the tree planting with the Junior A Pontiacs and Imperial Oil. June 12th, attended the third anniversary for the Hive. June 14th, École des Beaux-Lacs graduation, which was the first time we've ever been able, or I have been, because we always have FCM, or so it's always, so it was nice to be able to go this year. June 16th, I had an executive meeting for ABMA. June 17th, opening ceremonies for the oil and gas show. June 18th, went and toured the oil and gas show with CAO Winfley. June 19th, I attended the change of appointment over at Four Wing. Chief Warrant Officer Dippin Mystery is, he's being transferred, and they have a new Chief Warrant Officer, Carlos Oliveira. So that was interesting to go, and I learned a lot that I didn't know before. June 19th, attended the farewell to Nancy Broadbent over at Portage College. June 23rd, the Primary Care Network presentation, and then the C2 board meeting in the evening. Today, we had a level of service for fire services engagement, and then I had lunch with MLAs here.
Okay, June 11th, I attended a meeting of the Bonnyville Wellness Coalition. Then I had a regular check-in meeting with Assistant Deputy Minister Jen Anderson, followed by an events committee meeting. And then I had the opportunity to deliver a presentation to the Alberta Homelessness Advisory Panel for the Government of Alberta on addressing homelessness from an FCSS perspective. June 12th, I took part in the FCSS AA Communications and Advocacy Committee meeting. Then I joined fellow members of council at the Hive to celebrate their third birthday. June 14th, I golfed in the Ronald McDonald House Charities Golf Tournament. June 16th, attended the SPCA board meeting. June 17th, Governance and Priorities Committee meeting. Then the opening ceremonies for the oil and gas show. And then June 19th, I had a Edmonton Evergreen Regional FCSS meeting, which I joined virtually, and then toured the Bonnyville Oil and Gas Show. June 23rd, attended the virtual conversation with the leadership team from Primary Care Alberta. And then while not a formal council appointment, I would also like to share that on June 18th, I was elected to the board of directors for the Canadian Mental Health Association Alberta Division and the Centre for Suicide Prevention for a 3-year term. And that is all for me.
Portage College, the parallel to Nancy Broadbent. He has worked very well in her tenure with the town of Bonnyville, including post-secondary education. I look forward to continuing that relationship with her replacement once that person's been selected. On the 23rd, the virtual conversation with Primary Care Alberta. And on the 24th, the level of service for fire services with municipal affairs, where they're discussing the potential of looking at province-wide levels of service for fire services. And
Okay, so June 10th, I actually went to the Leica acid deposition and also an air monitoring station. That was actually very interesting. I enjoyed that. On the 14th, I had the privilege of speaking at the 2025 BCHS grad. June 17th, governance priorities. Also on June 17th, I went to the Bonnyville Oil and Gas Show opening ceremonies put on by the Chamber. There was 750 unique attendees, 109 different exhibiting companies, and more than 1,100 visits in the 2 days. So our little town was busy, so good on the Chamber. 19th, I went to say farewell to Nancy Broadbent from Portage College. 30-some years there. She's done a great job. We'll miss her. Also on the 24th, I went to the level of service, fire service engagement today. And also want to do a little shout out to Councillor McAvoy, Councillor Langridge, and Mayor Brasso for doing the thankless job of union contract negotiations. Thank you for doing that, you guys. It's not a fun one, so appreciate that.
Yeah. Ah, thank you. Thanks, Councillor Kushner. Okay, up next, under correspondence, we have a letter from the Bonnyville senior citizens just thanking us for our attendance and their support. And then we have a walk-on item. Did somebody want to speak to this? A shout out?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On June 20th, leadership team from our pool here in town attended the AGM for the Life Saving Society, the Alberta and Northwest Territories chapter, and were presented with an award for most points in the Swim for Life program, which essentially means they put the most people through the Swim for Life program in 2025, despite a 4-month shutdown, in communities under 7,500 populations. So I think a little shout out to our staff over at the pool that shows what a great job they did in the face of a lengthy shutdown that was unexpected.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations to the staff there and all their hard work and what they do. Thanks for sharing that. Huh? Yes, blew us out of the water. Okay, we've got Appendix A, as always, our community organization funding up to June 19th. Any questions for administration? Councillor Langridge?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Through to administration, I had a couple questions this past week on, we've got a couple of properties that the town has gone around and boarded up in our residential area. And I had some questions coming from individuals looking to see how they would contact, or who would be the best contact for them to inquire about purchasing those properties if they are no longer inhabited. Would you guys have an answer for them on that one?
Madam Mayor, through to Councillor Langridge, best bet would be to contact one of the local real estate agents who would be able to check in and pull title on that property and find out who the owner is.
Okay, perfect. That's very similar to what I told them, so that's good. And again, another comment more or less just to raise awareness that there is grants put aside this year for demolition grants if people are looking to tear down old properties, and then also new build grants. So I just wanted to make sure we highlighted those incentives to anybody out there listening or watching. And now we know who to get a hold of to try and spruce those properties up. So So, thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Counselor Johnson?
Just on the behalf of the events committee, I just want to remind everybody that Canada Day is a week from today. And it's going to be a great party in the park again. We got Charlie Major coming and Buckhorn Steel, local act, opening up, as well as the Kihiwan dancers. So parades going on and the pancake breakfast. So make sure everybody has fun. Come on out and enjoy Canada Day.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, we have a few items in camera. If I can get a motion to move into camera, please. Counselor Blanchette,
Move us in camera, Madam Mayor.
all in favor?